голове, так и живет в ней. В ней потерялся, но обрел цель. Именно так плевать, что в конце.
Would probably be Death Note. It was the first anime that I watched, and it was really good to me, in my opinion. I really liked the story, and I liked how the character development had progressed, and how Light became his own person. Well, how he became who he was, starting off being only wanting to kill the bad guys, but then starting to develop into a bad guy. So that really I really enjoyed that he did that. And I liked Ryuk. He really added to the plot of the story, and I mean, just in general, everything really clashed really well together, and I thought it was really good. So the second anime that I would say is what the hell? That was crazy. My second one would be the second anime would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think I prefer Brotherhood over the normal Full Metal, only because that I feel as if that it really hit more key details rather than the original Full Metal did. And I just think Brotherhood's art style was better, in my opinion, and overall, I mean, both of them are actually very good, but I really enjoyed the story for Brotherhood, and I plan on watching that a second time, just because, I mean, I usually watch my favorites a second time. Alright, so the third one that I would say would be Another. Another is a really good anime that I watched a while back. It was something I was just binging a lot of horror anime, and Another was one of the ones that popped up to be one of the top horror anime. So I gave it a try, and I really enjoyed how it was and how the story progressed and what it became. It was really good to me. I mean, I know that a lot of people that I've know that didn't really like it because it was slow to them, but I don't really mind slow anime as much as others do. But yeah, I really liked Another. So the next one would be Assassination Classroom. Assassination Classroom is just one of it is my all-time favorite, only because of how the story was, the character development for each character in the show, and how everybody learned and what they became, and just how everything turned out to be. I think the character development was really well. The story, the lesson that was taught throughout the whole show, the whole series was really good. And I will watch that a second time as well, because it's just really good. Okay, so the next one that I would say is Future Diary. I really like Future Diary. It is probably one of my all time. Well, it's my second favorite. It's really good to me. I like the story, and I like how and Yuki have they became their own person. Well, no, I really don't. I mean, I know the names, but I wasn't very I can't really put a name on the characters right now because I haven't seen it in a while. But it was really good to me. I like the story. I like the concept of having a phone as a diary, and then when the person died, well, if a phone gets destroyed, that person is gone. And I like the goal that they were all going for was to strive to be the god of that world, which is something that I wouldn't have expected that, but it was really good, and I like how the approach was for that. So another one would be Dead Man's Wonderland. I really like Dead Man's Wonderland. It was really good to me. Like I said, the concept was different, the story was different, the approach was different, and like how everything was different about that one. I really enjoyed how different it really was. And I plan on watching that a second time, because the first time I watched it through, I watched it, but I didn't really like. I mean, I gave it a lot of attention, but I want to give it the second time around and give it my full undivided attention, so I can get everything that I missed. But all overall, it was probably one of my favorites as well. Just the way that the story had progressed, and with how what they were doing with the characters in the story and in the show. Okay, so the next one would be Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied is another one that I really enjoyed a lot. I like the horror aspect of it. I liked how the character development was, and how the characters coincided with each other, and how they like how the character, basically just the character development, and how they had that experience, how she was an experiment, and she like is the strongest one. And I really liked her. Well, I liked how she broke out, there we go, and how she like started to like live normal. But then they was after her, and then all the fight scenes were good to me, in my opinion. But like it's been a while since I seen it, so I'll have to watch it again and brush up on everything. But all in all, it was a really good one to me. Okay, so the next one is Blue Exorcist, and this one is a really good one in my opinion, because of the way it was. It was completely different to me, my opinion. The way the characters were, how they were the devil's sons, and how they grew up in the church, and how the church basically took them in, knowing that they were the sons of Satan, and how they were going to school to become exorcists, which is completely different than what you would expect from sons of Satan. But they're becoming exorcists, and they became exorcists, and they became really strong in the way that everything was going, like how it was. And it was really good to me. I like the intro. It was one of my favorite intros, besides Tokyo Ghoul, and Seven Deadly Sins is a good intro as well. Okay, so before I go on to my last one, I want to do a couple honorable mentions. I would say Naruto, of course, because it is like an anime that I watched when I was a kid. But yes, it's an anime, but I prefer more of a cartoon, because it was more mainstream on like normal TV, unlike other anime that you have to go like websites, or you have to wait till a certain time or a certain day to watch. But it was really good to me. Another one I would say would be Goblin Slayer. I really enjoy Goblin Slayer. The story so far is really good to me. I like the concept of it, and I liked how the story is progressing so far. Black Clover, there we go. Black Clover is another one that I like. It is really good to. I like the story, and I like how Asta is a character who has no wizard powers, living in the age where everyone is a wizard, and he's the only one who has no powers. But he turns to be one of the strongest characters in the show, even without wizard powers. And that really teaches you to like never give up. You can become an impact on something. And his character is just really good to me. Kind of reminds me of Naruto a little bit. His perseverance and what he wanted to strive to do. Okay, so the very last one that I would put on this list for me will be Tokyo Ghoul. I really enjoy Tokyo Ghoul. It's one of my favorites of all time. I like the story of it. I like how Kaneki went from being a book nerd to being timid to becoming one of the strongest ghouls. And it really, he was like, I like how he was just tired of being a weak ghoul, and not accepting the fact that he is a ghoul. And I like how he decided to accept it, but he had to become strong before he did anything. And I like how he went about things and became a stronger ghoul. and I so far, and I really like right now. It is completely different from from the original, but I mean from the first two seasons of it. But is actually really good, and I'm enjoying I need to catch up on and yeah. So is really, well, Tokyo Ghoul is the number 10, and I have one more mention, and that would probably be Attack on Titan. I really like Attack on Titan. I like the story of Attack on Titan. I like how Aaron is a Titan, and how he is the hope for humanity, and I enjoy like how they are banking on him to become like to get everything back, and I just enjoy the story a lot. But yeah, so that is my top 10 favorite anime, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and leave a like, and tune in for the next video.